Welcome back to the Castaway Consultants Podcast, where we teach future Survivor players how to play the game while criticizing current players. I'm one of your co-hosts, Josh Wessler. Today we are talking about Survivor 43, Episode 12, Telenovela.
Ooh, just like a telenovela.
If you get that reference, good for you.
Jane the Virgin is a great show.
I am joined here today by two pretty wonderful co-hosts, Ryan Stacy and Derek Kubicek.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Stacy, resident Survivor superfan, but I guess Derek is kind of our telenovela superfan here tonight.
That counts. I've seen 99% of Jane the Virgin, and it's wonderful.
Speaking of wonderful, this episode, oh my god, this is my favorite episode of the season.
I think we all agree that at least the second half of this episode is the strongest bit of Survivor that we've seen this season.
Best Tribal Council of the season. This was epic.
Cool.
This was so good. I was shooketh.
Made you feel a lot of things.
Yep. So spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. This is amazing Survivor, elite Survivor.
And you know what? Even if that means that you do not listen to this podcast because your podcatcher counted it as played, you should go watch the episode more than you listen to this episode.
That's not true.
But please come back. We love you.
Derek, don't you ruin this
How
for
else
us.
will you hear Ryan's opinions if you don't come back?
Exactly.
That's what we all need.
So spoiler alert, 3, 2, 1. You know what? Pour one out for our boy Cody tonight. Oh, absolutely brutal elimination for Cody.
And I think a shout out to Josh, who predicted that Cody would be the one going home.
Ooh.
I think he said, I think the weirdest things are going to happen.
I did.
And it's going to be Cody.
Congrats, Josh.
Is that 3? Oh, wait, no, because that's the second straight episode that I predicted Cody. But I had like 2 other ones, so I feel like I've been pretty spot on with my predictions.
You know, you must be reading the edit a little bit differently. Ryan and I are thinking, oh, these are competent people left. They're going to want to make competent moves. But apparently that's not what we're shooting for.
With that, Josh, is you think Owen's not going to win. So clearly...
Still think it. I'm going to die on this hill, and you guys will hear why later on in this episode.
Yeah, it was a bummer to see Cody go in such brutal fashion. I loved Cody. He's probably my favorite personality on the season. But man, this is great TV.
I don't know how many people I'm speaking for, but I am for sure speaking for myself. I did not realize how much I was pulling for Cody until I saw his name down that third time and he went home. I was destroyed. I was... Ryan said shooketh. I'll just copy the word because I'm cavalier with my language right now. I miss him.
I miss him already.
The season was held up by him, and I hold that in very high regard. He did a very good job being a fun character, a personality you could attach to, and now he's gone. It's like your favorite character dying in a TV show.
I'm not going to say this season was held up by him. Like, he disappeared for a chunk in the middle there, and, we were perfectly fine.
I don't even think that's true, because do you remember when Noel doesn't have a leg, and they used that as character development for Cody? He's like, I've got a friend back home who has one leg. I'm like, why are we learning about Cody's friend? It's because I love Cody.
Yeah, gonna miss Cody, obviously. He's someone who, I wasn't sad because he was gone. I was sad because there was just such a stretch of emotions on his side that I just really connected with it, and I really felt like I could just tell how he was feeling in that moment.
Utter betrayal.
From being so hyped up, whether it was on sugar or anything else, earlier in the episode.
Danishes.
To being so confident in this amazing plan that he had worked together. One of the very few strategic things that Cody has done so far this season.
That the edit has given us.
To being brutally betrayed by his closest ally. Heartbreaking.
Do we all agree biggest betrayal since Tai Trang?
Oh boy, I really have to think about that one. The JD betrayal was pretty big in 41.
I guess.
So
that was earlier.
Top 10 Survivor anime betrayals.
And Josh has got a point because that's pre-merge stuff. Like, this has been the entire game.
The biggest post-merge betrayal.
And usually when we get something like this that happens, the betrayal is like, oh, we knew we were going to come for each other in the end. Cody was 100% in on you and me to the end, bro.
Aloha.
I'm running through my head. You said the Ty Trang betraying Scott Pollard.
Yes. Yeah, withholding the idol. And I think it's like withholding somebody else's hardware or something that you had agreed upon previously you would use to protect your alliance. This might even be bigger than the Scott betrayal, honestly.
Yeah, I would say Ty and Scott's probably the last, like, just epic one.
Mm-hmm.
I remember where I was when I watched that one. Laura, our good friend Laura's apartment. I was sitting in our apartment watching that episode, and I was just when Ty betrayed Scott. Oh, amazing. Where were you?
Where were you? Where were you when Cody went home?
Derek's basement.
Yeah.
Never forget. I guess we're jump into this episode proper.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, so we do our thing where we learn what really happened last time, which I gotta say I really don't like. I'm not a fan of this.
We're still doing it
But
every
we're still
time.
doing it. This is making Survivor. I think that they're making it more bingeable by doing this. Like, if you watch it all in one setting, I think it would work better with this type of storytelling. But basically, Carla ended up changing her vote at the last tribal council when Sammy spoke up and said he was going to play a shot in the dark. And that is what prevented Carla from voting for Cassie and ending up with egg on her face. She just voted for Sammy instead because she didn't want it to look bad, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, and I didn't really like this because, I mean, to steal your phrase for the second time tonight, she ends up with egg on her face anyway.
Yeah.
Her hand in the cookie jar because everyone's like, okay, well, you didn't vote for Cass, we're just going to tell her that you were going to. And Cass asks her about it and then doesn't buy her sob story. So, you know, why did we even need this?
Literally sob story because Carla starts crying, like trying to really sell, like, I can't believe you thought I was going to come for you. Because Owen tells Cassidy, like, hey, Carla was coming for you.
Oh, just like a telenovela.
And then Jesse confirms it.
Yeah. So Cassidy, Carla tells Cassidy, hey, go talk to Jesse. He'll back me up. I was not coming for you. Jesse immediately just throws Carla under the bus. Villain Jesse Lopez. He's great.
Am I the bad guy? from straight from the lips of Jesse Lopez. Am I the bad guy?
Jesse, you're the villain of the season.
Yes, you are.
We love you for it.
You are a likable villain.
Yeah, very likable, sympathetic villain, and it's great. But yeah, Cassidy and Carla, I think we could safely say they're probably done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might still vote together, but I think ultimately it's out of convenience and not because they are bonded.
And here's the thing. It is now fine. Our biggest complaint up to this point is, yeah, you guys need to get one of each other out eventually, but you should focus on the other duo first. Yeah. Done.
Now it's fun.
We're there.
And I think it's going to happen. So we're going to go to the reward challenge, and Owen, Cody, and Carla are going to end up winning, and they're going to go on the reward, like they're going to get a bunch of like danishes and caffeine and stuff like that. Cody's going to lose his mind on caffeine, which is great, and start dancing around, which I just love.
It's like Matt Smith from Morbius. It's Morbin time on Survivor.
We morbed tonight. I can't remember what, little Lucian? Cody is the Lucian of Survivor 43. I don't really know what that means, but if anybody's going to dance the song Excess, or whatever it was called, like that Matt Smith did, it'd be Cody.
Shout out Morbius.
Shout out Morbius, the greatest movie ever made.
Sure.
Carla is going to do like the crying act again to try and claim, I don't have the idol, this is so hard, why does everyone think I have an idol, to Cody and Owen. And they buy it. And they're like, okay, cool, we can take out Carla.
And I mean, like, from Carla's perspective, this didn't make sense. Like, she knows that Cassidy isn't fully trusting her anymore, so why try to sell this story to people when Cassidy's, if she really is gunning for you, she's going to tell people that you have an idol.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, at the final 6, there's 2 times left to play it on and be like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and, well, because it almost seems like, we get this, I don't think it's in confessional, but like from Cody basically saying like, she lied to me again. In reference to this sob story that she's giving.
Because we're going to get back to camp, and Gabler, Cassidy, and Jesse, they are talking, they make a final 3 deal. They want to take out Cody and Carla, because those 2 are like the biggest threats, because Cody has an idol, and Cassidy reveals Carla has an idol. And so as soon as they get back to camp, Gabler's going to immediately tell Cody, like, oh yeah, Carla's lying to you, she got the idol. So Cody's gotten pissed. So the plan is to split the votes between Cass and Carla, split them up. Hopefully either take out Carla or at least her idol. Great. Excellent.
Yeah, we like this plan for the majority of people right now.
It's a good plan. So we're going to get to the immunity challenge. Carla is going to cramp up, her hand's going to cramp up during doing the puzzle, which is kind of crazy. And so Cassie's going to end up winning, which kind of ruins that plan. You can't split between the 2 of them anymore.
Yeah, and who knows if Carla would have actually ended up winning, but it seemed like she was close.
It would have been her or Cody, I think, because they were both super close.
Yeah. Consulting, drink water.
Drink more water.
Drink water, everybody.
Yes.
For those of you who are just listening, we record this. We put it on YouTube, so you can always watch the video. Josh and I both have glasses of water, so drink water.
It's beautiful.
My water's downstairs. I forgot it.
You fool.
I'm a scrub.
Are your hands seasoned up?
They could be. Maybe my tongue. Maybe that's why I can't think of my own phrases.
Yeah.
I just keep borrowing yours.
I am very clever and have phrases that should be borrowed.
I am witty.
Fun fact. Okay, so at camp, Cody comes up with a great plan. He's like, hey, Carla, here's the deal. We're going to go to the Final Four together. We're going to tell everyone we're going to play our idols tonight. And then we're not going to do it. And we'll get them to target each other. We can take out Gabler or Owen. We'll bring in Jesse because Cody doesn't want to get rid of Jesse. We'll take out either Gabler or Owen. And in Carla's mind, Owen is going to be the target. Makes sense. Between the two of them, you want to take out Owen over Gabler.
And I like this for Carla because as far as we can tell, and as far as people keep talking about, despite the fact that she's lied, Carla can compete with anyone at the end. Like, I think she wins.
Yeah, I think she beats everybody.
I think Carla wins over everyone left as of right now. She obviously thinks so as well because it's like, cool, not me, get to keep my hardware. I'm a big threat that shields me at the Final Five. I like it. So I like this for Carla as well as, honestly, I don't hate this for Cody.
If Cody wanted to go through this, I like it too.
Yes.
And here's, to be a consultant here for a second, this is a move that has worked very effectively in Survivor, is telling everyone you're going to play the idol and not doing it, and then doing it next time. You can't keep doing that. Eventually you're going to have to go for it. But I think if you're going to pull out the idol and say I'm playing it, I think the right move in general is to not play it the first time, do it next time.
You get one grace.
You get one grace, and we're at the final six, baby. All you need is one grace.
Yeah. This is the perfect time to make that bluff because you are going to play it next time.
If this had been genuine from Cody, this is brilliant. This could have totally worked. Totally. It's not what Cody wanted to do, and I don't blame him for not wanting to do it because Carla's got a goal.
Yeah.
For him to win.
I like that Cody's keeping his options open regardless because he's got the plan with Carla, which is a backup in case the Carla thing falls through, and then he's got his primary, which is actually Carla. Ryan, take it away. Narrate.
If they do go through this, they'll either take out Carla plays her idol, Cody is safe, he plays his idol, he's fine. But either way, they get rid of Carla or they get rid of Carla's idol. Great. They bring in Jesse, they bring in Gabler, they bring in Owen. But the actual plan, Cody wants Carla out. So they're all going to play along. Owen and Gabler are going to pretend to say, hey, I'll vote for the other person. That'll be great. Here comes Jesse Lopez.
Right on schedule.
And what he has done every single time he has been told about a plan this season.
It's like, oh, this isn't my idea? Time for me to put my fingerprint on this plan.
If they ever bring back Jesse, he's going to do very badly.
Oh, yeah.
I think he'll be like first or second out.
Yeah, he'll be out early. No one will trust him next time he plays. Jesse is worried that he and Cody's game are too similar, which is very fair, and that Cody will beat him. Up until this point, I would have said Jesse probably wins. With Cody's spike in strategy in this episode, I'm worried too that Cody could beat you.
And I just want to claim my own plaudits because I know that you guys are too proud. But last week, I called this. I said that Cody can beat Jesse because I think he was playing a stronger social game, and they've gone back and forth on who had the say in what strategy they enact. And this episode, whether or not it proves it, we don't know, but it at least proves that I was not foolish in saying that. So I'm just going to congratulate myself a little bit.
You weren't foolish. I still don't know. Because Cody has a good social game. Absolutely. People really enjoy Cody's company.
The most important part of the game.
Yes. But I feel like people love Jesse. Just as a person really connecting with him. On a different level than Cody. So I think that Jesse kind of wins the social side right now. And strategically, he's at least been making moves. We've made comments basically every episode about Jesse, do you really need to be doing this all the time? No, probably not. But he's been making those moves. So does one giant move by Cody kind of usurp him and over Jesse? Maybe.
Yeah, especially if it's near the end of the game.
There's a big recency bias with Survivor. Jesse's made a ton of moves, but if Cody makes this move here, and then we're in the final five, there's not really big moves left.
Yeah.
It's mostly just the chalk pick of, okay, take out the threat, obviously.
Yeah.
So there's not really that big resume building move, if you want to call it that anymore.
It bears repeating, though. The jury is created by people backstabbed by Jesse.
Yep.
So there is another aspect. It could be a jury that respects that game, Millennials v Gen X. It could be one that does not respect that game. Not World War. Michelle's season. Karong.
Yeah.
You know?
It varies. Both of them are genuine threats to win. And the fact that the two of them have played a similar game, there's logic to wanting to take each other out, not go to the end together. So I don't hate Jesse's thought process for that.
And this goes back to my old theory. If you're going to go to the end with someone and you're worried that the games are perceived too similarly and you don't know who's is better, hedge your bet and take that person out and take the person who played a different game and just hope that your game stands up better with the jury.
There's no point in risking it.
Yeah. These two should not go to the end together. It's too close. Unless there's like way bigger threats on the board, like a Carla. These two should not go to the end together.
And maybe that's just a Cody thing where he's full gung ho on, bros to the end basically. And Jesse recognizes that, tough decisions are gonna need to be made here, whether it's right now or in a vote or two.
So Jesse tells Owen, like, hey, Cody actually doesn't have his idol. I have his idol. It's in my bag. It's in my pocket. So Jesse comes up with this plan to play the idol, to scare Carla into playing hers, and then they vote out Cody. So it knocks out Cody, that idol's off the table, Carla's idol's off the table, and Jesse secretly still has his own idol that he got.
Which guarantees him to the Final Four, for all intents and purposes.
And we're used to losing our minds at this point. Then Cody asks for his idol back because he wants to show Carla his, prove he has one. So Jesse has to give it back. You have to. You can't deny that you'll lose the game. So Jesse has to give it back. So now the question is, will Jesse be able to get the idol back from Cody for some reason before Tribal Council? He's going to end up being able to do this, which is just stupid on Cody's part. But he manages to pull this off, which is I think the biggest part. And we don't see this, which is a shame.
Which means we're going to get it at the beginning of next episode.
I hope so.
And I'm okay that they didn't show us because that would have spoiled it.
Yeah. I really hope we do get this next time, Jesse talking about, I got Cody to give me the idol back. I want to see that scene.
Even though we just talked about not liking that happening every single time, this is a very key strategic move in the game. So, let's not get listeners confused. We don't mind this happening when it's really important. Yeah. It's just, you can't do it every single time.
I like sacrificing it for entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it helped me be entertained.
Yeah. This episode would be a time I'm fine with it. Generally, let's stop. So at Tribal Council, Carla and Cody, they're gonna say they're gonna play their idols.
Good for them.
Yep, they keep fronting. But what's end up gonna happen is Jesse's gonna play Cody's idol on Owen because Carla voted for Owen. This scares Carla. Carla's gonna play her idol. There's only one vote for Carla. Now it's for Cody.
And I do think this is the right move for Carla, given everything she knows.
They played her perfectly, and I can't really fault her.
She doesn't have a choice.
It's the wrong move, but also, no one can blame her for it.
I mean, we always say burn the idol.
Burn the idol.
With it in your pocket.
You're holding it for exactly this kind of moment.
Yeah.
And so, I don't mind if someone sets me up perfectly that I have to burn my idol. Congratulations, you got me. I'm not going to go home.
I think it's going to destroy her, though. I think she's out next.
To spoil my who's going home next, it's Carla.
So Cody is blown away, and we see every emotion ever on his face.
The second that Jesse stands up, you can tell.
He doesn't make a single face, and yet somehow I saw every expression. His countenance was profoundly despondent.
He's pissed as hell for about 7 seconds. But he ends up giving Jesse a handshake on the way out. Gets over it pretty quickly, it seems like. They're all going to get sent to a new beach. Who cares? We've done this before. This means nothing to me. And then his final words, he's like, oh, wow, they got me. And then he flips Jesse the double bird, but he seems to be in pretty good spirits. So maybe he still will vote for Jesse if Jesse gets to the end.
I like Josh's observation. Right at the tail end of that closing confessional, he lets out a sigh, just... I can feel him turning it off. Okay... I really need to sit down with a cheeseburger and process what the heck just happened.
For me, it was the moment when he had just kind of blankly just looked forward at Tribal, looked over at Jesse, and just really, bro?
Yeah, really, bro?
And that's where I didn't know. I didn't know if he was going to be
Yeah.
like really pissed, if it was more just disappointment that he'd be able to get over. I don't know. And we still won't know until if Jesse gets the final tribal when the votes come through.
Yeah, because the question with Cody, and typically people like Cody, they're kind of like dude bros. You know, there's two types of them. There's the ones who are really just totally chill, relaxed, dude, bro, all the time.
They are the life.
They are the life. And then there's the ones who are that until you betray them.
Feathers.
And then they will end you. And that's the real question. I think Cody's the former.
Yeah.
You can obviously be pissed for a little bit, totally within your rights, but I think Cody will get over it. He might not go over Jesse, but I think he will get over it. I think they'll still be friends.
Oh, I think Jesse and Cody after the game 100% are friends. But this leads me to possibly the most interesting portion of this episode, the most interesting conversation I want to have with you guys. Can Jesse still win the game?
You know, I think so, because Cody seemed to handle it pretty well. I think Jesse could still win. That was a huge gamble to make. I'm not sure if voting out Cody was the best move for Jesse. I think it was a great move for Cassidy, Owen, Gabler. Great move for them.
Yeah, because none of them can beat Cody.
And honestly, if they taken out Carl instead, it would have been a great move for them either way.
This was great for everybody that wasn't in a power duo or named Cass.
Yeah. So the question is, was this the right move for Jesse? Who should they have gone after, Carla or Cody? If Cody is pissed and poisons the jury against Jesse, obviously is the wrong move. So it really comes down to Jesse's read of Cody. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit here because obviously he knows Cody better than us. But yeah, this is a risky move. If he'd gone after Carla instead, I think that's the safer move. I think that's the safer way to go. This is the bigger move. It could cost him. I'm going to trust Jesse on this one.
I actually feel pretty confident in my answer. I think that this was the right move.
Okay.
You can make arguments for Jesse that this could really put him in danger for not getting as many votes at the end. Sure. The thing that puts it over the edge is when this plan of Cody's is gonna be going through. It is set and it is going to blindside Carla and get her out of the game. Once that is in motion, Jesse needs to make this move. Because if Carla goes out here, Cody's going to still have his idol, theoretically, and he's going to play it at the next tribal. Okay, then what? Assuming that Jesse still makes it out of that next vote, which he would because he has an idol,
yep.
Now you're banking on Cody not winning the last immunity challenge or him winning fire. And I don't like the bet of just putting it up to chance. Fire making is a skill, but at the same time, you don't fully know everyone else's capabilities with fire, so I'm going to put it on a chance game, basically. And I would rather put it in my own hands to take out Cody now, take out Carla next, because she now doesn't have an idol. You're safe because you do have that idol for next tribal, and then you have what could almost be called goats left.
Yeah, I think Josh, you've convinced me a little bit more that this was the right move because, Cody at fire making, he's an Iowa-born guy, Midwestern, hard worker guy who moved to an island, Hawaii. He's like an island dude, bro, now. That is someone I do not want to go up against in fire.
And that's assuming he doesn't win immunity.
Yeah, that's assuming he doesn't win immunity. He very well could, yeah. I think you're right, Josh.
So this is where I agree that for Jesse, this was the right move, and for everyone else, it was a fine move. Carla had the wool pulled over her eyes again, which I think knocks her down the strategic ladder. It depends on how strong her social game is now at this point. Where I get stuck with Jesse is Cody is simply another notch in the belt of betrayal, a notch in the belt of flipping, and where he might retain Cody's vote, the rest of the jury still might see this as just Jesse's game. You lie, you flip, and you live to fight another day, and you never trust anybody. So while I agree this was the right move for Jesse right now, I do think there is a chance that it just ticks off the jury in general, viewing his game from a 10,000-foot view. So Jesse can still win the game, but he is 3 out of 5 for me, and I don't think there's much that can happen to make him go higher at this point based on his game to this point.
So if that's the case, what you're saying, and it's just kind of another notch in the belt of Jesse's game that the jury has seen, that's already their opinion of him. So you might as well just stay consistent with how your game has been up to this point. Their opinion, if they don't like the way that you've been playing, this move isn't going to change anything.
I agree. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think this move in particular was bad for Jesse. I think it was good for him because everything you said is exactly what I had in my notes. Cody basically walks to the final 3 if he does not go home right now.
Yeah.
Jesse just has to own his game from here.
Yes.
We'll see, and if he makes it.
Yeah, we'll see if he does.
I am the second most likely to win, Jesse. I have Carla first than Jesse.
We'll go over our rankings. I mean, we could even do it now if you want to.
We can rank them from most likely to win to least likely.
Because I'm interested to see who goes in second for you, Derek.
For me, from most likely to win to least likely to win, I have Carla, Jesse, Owen, Cassidy, Gabler.
I have exactly the same as Ryan, except I'm swapping Owen and Jesse because he has a lot of friends on that jury. And social game is the more important, and I will continue to put my chips on that pile, on that color.
God, you guys are crazy on Owen. I have top to bottom, I'm going Carla, Jesse, Cassidy, Owen, Gabler.
He's so wrong.
We'll see.
Well, you know, we
will see.
We shall see.
So ultimately, I think we're all, if not okay, we do say this is the right person to go on Cody. Which I think I will land on yes at this point. What does Twitter have to say?
Twitter was pretty close to the same as us. We had 72% of the votes on yes. This was the right move.
One of those was mine, and I put no, and I'm going to change it so we can bump that number up.
Oh, okay. I actually don't think you can switch your vote.
Yeah,
on
but,
Twitter.
You know,
we'll pretend.
Oh man, okay. We'll say 74%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
And for the record, I have Cody or Carla as the right move for like the most number of people.
You have to choose.
I do not.
You absolutely do. One person's the right move.
Because here's the thing. People could have just not have gone with Jesse's plan. I mean, yeah, it would have happened because he has the idol, so it probably would have happened just not by choice. But they could include Carla in on it, and they could have just turned it on Jesse.
Derek, they're both good moves. One is more optimal than the other. That's the question.
I think there's, based on challenge performance, an easier opportunity to take out Carla, who is now on her own island. So I'll say that Cody is a slightly better move because of that. But that said, they did not take out the biggest threat in the game, and things can go crazy. What happens if her hands don't seize up next time?
Yep.
So we're walking on thin ice. But if you're looking at the physical game, which you can't discount, it was right to get Cody now.
Yeah, because Carla's got injuries.
Yes.
She's won 2 challenges, but she's also getting messed up.
And what did Jeff say during the challenge? Everyone but Jesse has
Everyone
that?
but Jesse has won at this point.
Interesting.
Including Cody.
It makes me wonder, is he going to win one? Like, is that foreshadowing? Everyone except Jesse.
All right, let's get a best and worst player of the episode. Josh, why don't you kick us off? Give us the best player of the episode.
It feels weird, but I think just because he had his back up against the wall, not because he wanted to be in this situation, but because Cody made the decision for him of, if you want to win this game, this move has to be made. And that's Jesse. Going into the episode, was this a good move? No. Based on Cody's actions and how this would project him over Jesse's standing, yeah, it is a good move. So I'm going to give Jesse the best player.
Yeah, I'm also going to give it to Jesse. Honorable mention to Cassidy because she saved herself,
Yeah.
Potentially. But Jesse, he came up with this plan. He got Cody to give him the idol back. I think that's the most good point. The biggest part of all this is he got Cody to give him the idol back, and then he got Carla to play an idol too. Like, may hurt his chances to win potentially. Might have helped his chances to win potentially. So Jesse's my best player.
If for nothing else, Jesse wins for giving me the emotional pack-a-punch, and certainly the most entertaining move of the season. I land on Jesse too. I gave an honorable mention to Owen actually because from a jury optics perspective, he just got someone to play an idol on him, and a big fish went home.
You guys are just looking for any excuse to mention something positive about Owen.
Owen's gonna win.
He didn't do anything
He
here.
was fully exposed, and it would have been so easy to take him out.
I mean, congrats.
Optics.
They didn't take him out because he's not a
Jury
threat.
optics, Joshy. You're the one who brings this up a lot of the time. Owen
I mean, you're not wrong.
Someone played an idol on Owen. That's a big deal.
Yeah, Chris Underwood won the game arguably because he got Lauren O'Connell to play an idol on him. Sorry, we haven't covered that in the Rewind series. If I spoiled something, I'm sorry.
Wasn't that our first season that we covered?
No, that was
It was
the
the season
last
before
one.
that.
It was the last one we didn't cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
So it'll be the last one that we cover on the
Yeah.
Rewind.
Everyone will forget about that by now.
Yeah, we're finishing so strong.
Maybe we should just go back and do season 1 so I can watch it.
No, we should just do season 40 again, just for the hell of it.
Let's skip 38. Skip 38, everybody. It's a waste of your time.
It's not must-watch Survivor.
Yeah, 30 Edge of Extinction is not must watch forever. All right, let's get a worst play of the episode. I'll start us off. It's Carla. I understand why she did it. There's some logic there. That said, she got tricked into playing her idol. She looks bad in front of the jury. She's going next.
I'll pile on. It's Carla, and even at the beginning of the episode, she was putting on the waterworks, got caught in a lie, and ended up coming out. Like, I understand that you have to do what you're gonna do, but at some point, just pull out your idol and, you know, Amanda spinning, just like, woohoo! Look at me, I have an idol. What are you gonna do about it? You got a problem? Too bad. So the beginning of the episode, she didn't look good in front of the people who were left in the game, and at the end of the episode, she did not look good in front of the jury. It's kind of drawn dead for Carla, other than the fact that she did not go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Carla. The idol play was the right move, so I'm not even going to ding her for that. It's more the fact that Cassie's not believing her lies. The guys believed her, but then immediately found out that she's lying, so that now no one is going to trust her in the game anymore. She has to basically win immunity to make it to the end, and then she will probably win if she does. But you got to get there first, and it's going to be tough.
All right, so this is normally where we do who's going next. Next week's finale. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this whole thing out. Each one of us is gonna give our prediction: who's going at 5, who's going at Final Four fire making, and then who wins, who gets second, who gets third. Or you can call it a tie if you'd like. Derek, start us off.
All right. Well, we already kind of spoiled this one in the middle of the episode if you were paying attention, but Carla's going at 5. And then I am just going to bank on Jesse not winning immunity, and I think Jesse gets put in fire making against anybody, and I think that he loses. I don't know how he's gonna get there. I'm gonna say that Owen wins immunity, gives it up, and goes against Jesse in fire to go into Final 3.
Now that could put him over to win the game.
So I've got Owen winning immunity, and he knows that Jesse has to go, and he's like, you know what, this is in my hands. I need to do it because I don't want to leave this up to chance. Leaves us with a Owen, Cass, with an Owen, Cass, Gabler, Final 3, and even though Gabler thinks he's hiding in plain sight, turns out he's just been gone from the game. He draws dead. I think Cass gets a vote from James, maybe Carla. I'm not sure, but I think that Owen gets the rest of them, and we're gonna end up with like an 8 or like a 5-3 vote or something like that. And how many people would be voting? It would be 8 jury votes, right?
Well, 8 jury votes.
Yep. So 8 jury votes. I'm gonna say that it'll be Owen 6-2, 5-3, somewhere in there, because I don't think that James will vote for him, and I do think Carla would give Cass her vote.
Josh,
Pick a number. I want you to pick a number just in case you're exactly right up until this point.
6-2, Owen.
Josh.
Just like making him do that.
Yeah, he can't. He's been trying to get away with this whole episode with being like,
5 or 6.
trying to pick 2 people.
Oh, this could be. It could be either of these people.
It could have been Cody or Carla. We're not gonna let you get away with that.
You know, I appreciate it. The fun fact for anyone out there who wants to make a podcast or write a story or whatever, never say something is likely or something appears to be what. Only angels appear. Make your call. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's fine if you're wrong. It is okay to be wrong, everybody.
Sometimes.
I wouldn't know what it's like.
Hey Ryan, how are those burn books?
All right. So my predictions. Carla's going next. It's sad, but it's going to come down to either Jesse or Carla. Jesse's got an idol. No one knows about it. I don't think he's going to tell anybody about it. It's going to be a nice little idol surprise right at the last minute. Maybe he gets votes and Carla goes home. Who knows? But it's going to be her. And then I have Cassidy winning final immunity, sending Owen and Jesse to fire. Jesse loses in fire. And my original winner pick, Cassidy, ends up winning the game with Owen coming in second and Gabler 0 votes in third place. And I'm going to go a nice little... I do think Owen deserves votes. He definitely deserves votes. So it's not like this is going to be a blowout. Cassidy's not a strong winner at all, but she has done enough. There's been many comments about her social game being very good. I think that she's had a solid strategic game, no big flashy moves, but the last 2 winners that we've seen are in the same boat. So I think that works perfectly fine for her. And then she's won 2 immunities, and if she wins the final immunity, that'd be 3. So pretty good on that side of things too. I'm gonna go with 5-3 as the vote.
5-3-0. All right, Carla's going out.
Sorry.
I do think Cassidy will win at the Final 4 challenge. I think she's gonna pull that one off, and she's gonna take Gabler to the end with her. Owen, Jesse showdown of fire. Owen wins, knocks Jesse out of the game, and then Owen is gonna beat Cassidy, and Gabler is gonna be 6-2-0 with Cassidy taking second place. I think James and maybe like Janine or Noelle or somebody will vote for Cassidy. I don't know if Carla will. But, yep, that's what I'm going with, 6-2-0. And then, all right, let's get into who can't win. 2 of these people cannot win this game. Who are the 2 that can't win? We're going to lock it in now. This is the last call. Josh, who are the 2 who cannot win this game?
Staying strong, Gabler and Owen, I think.
He's a fool.
Owen is close. Like, I'm not saying that it's very obvious, but by thin margins. I just said that Cassie would only beat him 5-3 in a final vote. But I do think it is the 2 of them. I don't think he's doing enough.
It's Gabler or Cassidy for sure.
Janine, Noelle, and Sammy are on the jury, and all of them like Owen. So
you can like Owen, but still not want to vote for him.
You never bet against that. Not in Survivor history would you ever be smart to bet against that. So I have Cass and Gabler as the 2 that cannot win, and I'm standing pat.
All right, last thing we got to do is checking in our Survivor pool. We knew it was going to happen. Josh, you and I both picked Jesse because we re-racked.
Yep.
Jesse survives. So going into the final 5 and the final 4, we can't pick Jesse. Everybody else is fair game.
Yeah, so this is the way that it's going to go is we only have 2 vote outs left. And the way a Survivor pool works is you pick people who you don't think are going to get voted out.
Yep.
So we're going to make 2 votes here ahead of time.
Yep.
In order of the votes. So I'm going to ask Ryan, who do you think, or who would you like to pick that you think is not going to go out at 5? Now, keep in mind that you, if whoever you end up picking as the person to who is the safest at the 4 spot, if they go out at the 5 spot, you lose.
Yep. Same goes for you.
And same goes for me.
So at the final 5, I don't think anyone's coming for Gabler. I'm picking Gabler to survive final 5.
All right.
And then at the final 4, I think Owen's going to make it through. So I'm going to pick Gabler and Owen.
Yeah. When Ryan was out of the room, I told Derek that me and Ryan, I would bet we're going to have the exact same picks here for the Survivor pool. And we do.
All right. So if we have the exact same picks, let's make this interesting. Let's just throw this down on the winner. We pick the winner. I pick Owen, you pick Cassidy, I'm assuming.
Sure.
And that'll be how we decide this season.
Whoever gets more votes.
Yeah, let's say Jesse wins, and Owen and Cassidy are the final. They also make it to the end. Winner is the person who gets more jury votes, and if it's a tie, we just tie.
Sure.
Cool. And that's how we'll solve this.
Gentleman's agreement.
Gentleman's agreements.
The first ever time of us doing a Survivor pool, and we make it all to the end, and basically, we're like Survivor production right now, where we broke our own game.
Yeah.
Well, and let's be clear. We're rewriting the rules to this because we all 3 lost against the house.
But
we're playing against each other. I'm the biggest loser. I get it. I'm not putting...
Derek's trying to pull us into his camp here.
No.
Look at us. We all lost, guys.
No,
which I don't agree with.
I am saying you both made garbage picks early on, which meant that you didn't make it to the end of the season organically. The house won. You guys are still just playing for fun. It is the truth.
He is the guy in that I think you should leave sketch where the hot dog car. He's like, we're trying to figure out Who did this? We're all working together to solve this. That Dirk is the guy in the hot dog costume. And no, we're not buying it. So you're literally wearing a hot dog costume.
Me and Ryan are champions of the Survivor League.
Damn right.
You can have your democracy. I'll have no part in it.
Alright. Well, next week is the finale. We'll see how this goes. They'll be on my birthday, so we'll have a nice birthday podcast.
It's also my wife's birthday and my son's birthday.
Yeah, so, fun fact, I share a birthday with Derek's wife and his son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's also my coworker's birthday, and it's my cousin's ex-girlfriend's birthday.
Oh.
So I'm the fifth most...
And it's the day after my
Well,
girlfriend's birthday.
no, and I went to the children's clinic because we thought Emery might have an ear infection, and I found out that the desk worker also had a 12-14 birthday, so you are number 6 on my list.
That's just rude. I should be at least number 2. I'm not going to tell you who number 1 should be. I'm not going to say. But yeah, we'll do that next week. So if there's a slight delay when you're listening to the finale podcast, it's because I didn't edit that night and got messed up instead.
So he celebrated.
We can just say that Ryan is celebrating his completion of the revolution around the sun.
Yep, and so I'm not going to do any editing that night. Normally I edit about half the podcast right afterwards before I go to bed. I'm not going to do that next week.
You deserve it.
I'll do it all the next day. So if there's a slight delay on it, that's why. Turning the big old 29.
Ooh,
Right.
enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts.
In the meantime, you can follow us on Twitter at Castaway Pod, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows? Do we have any comments or anything from the listeners?
Yeah, actually, we did have one that came through on Twitter from Brandon Strait, who asked, "Is Gabler the key to Jesse winning or losing the game?"
Is Gabriel the key to anything? Is my response.
I'll say that he's half the key to Jesse winning the game because I think that he can only beat 2 people. So he needs to go with Gabler and Cass to win, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that means that he's the key to everyone winning the game except for himself.
Correct.
Because everyone can beat him.
I don't think that Gabler has absolutely any bearing or agency left on the game for what he's done for himself. I think he's merely a piece.
The only way that it would be is if it somehow had an impact on this next vote, because then you can be saying like, oh, bring him in as your voting block, but I don't think that's going to matter because Jesse has an idol. So
Yeah. I really think Gabler's Mr. Irrelevant here.
unless he somehow is like the world's greatest fire making
Which he could
like specialist,
He could be.
and somehow Carla is still in the game after this vote with Jesse, and then he pits Gabler against her to take her down.
Could be. It could be.
Then he's the key to Jesse winning.
And then I think we wanted to give a shout out to someone who commented us that we're in their top 5 podcasts of the year.
And for the record, we did get a couple messages, but some people were like, hey, you don't need to give me a shout out, but we saw several.
Yes.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
You know who you are.
And you can keep sending those through the rest of the season. We will read that off.
Yes, there was one public one from Roll Snide or Roll Snid.
Roll Snid, maybe?
Roll Snide.
What's the handle?
At J Snids or Snides 56 on Twitter. That says, "My wife and I share a Spotify, and between the two of us, Castaway Consultants hit number 2.
Behind Star Wars Theory?
Star Wars Theory. So I think you need to listen to a little bit less Star Wars and a little more Castaway Consultants. We got rewinds, But thank you very much.
Thank you, Roll Snids.
Roll Snids. Thank you very much.
All right,
Anything else, you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Not today.
All right, getting hyped for the finale. This has been the Castaway Consultants.
Got nothing else for you.
Good night.